Hi, welcome to the third video in my series about intuition. Today I'm going to explain what intuition is and why we need it. Intuition is the key to trusting ourselves, which leads us to authenticity, which leads us to creating a purposeful, fulfilling, easeful, exciting life. And I think a lot of people are put off by the idea of intuition because they think that it's all about feelings. But there's this lovely balance between the logical mind and the intuitive self, the intuitive knowing, that, successful people know this equation. So, scientists, CEOs, artists, writers, you name it. People who are successful at creating a unique life, a purposeful life, know the secret of following their intuition. So what is intuition? Well, intuition is not a feeling, right? I think a lot of us associate our intuition with feelings, and we can't really trust our feelings because they waver back and forth, right? But intuition is not a feeling. Intuition is actually a process of our brain and our body. It's a process that gives us the ability to know something and process something that doesn't go through the analytical and logical mind. Scientists believe that about 95% of the information that we take in is not processed through our logical mind. So while, in this culture, we revere the logical mind and we think that everything should be processed through the logical mind, we have actually access to all of this information that our mind and our body and our senses are taking in all day long. If we are just following our analytical, logical mind, it can be very deceptive. We tend to think that we can trust it all the time, but it's simply not true. Our logical mind is trying to protect us all the time, and so it can mislead us into following the rules that somebody else put in place, right? That don't necessarily apply to our particular case. So it doesn't see that entire picture, that 95% of the information that you're taking in. If you can think of a time when you had a feeling like maybe you should leave your job, the logical mind is telling you, no, don't do that. It doesn't make any sense. But this feeling kept rising back up in you. And it wasn't until you trusted that intuition. I shouldn't call it a feeling because it's not a feeling. That knowing kept rising back up in you, even though your logical mind was saying, no, don't do this. So it wasn't until you followed that things moved forward. So as humans, we're always wanting to grow and expand and learn and move forward. But our logical mind can hinder us from taking those steps. And what I love to do is I really love my analytical, logical mind. So I love to marry the two of them, right? To create a life that's a combination of both of them. Our intuition really acts like a guide for us, and it acts like feedback in our life to keep us on a track that's most unique and most purposeful to ourselves. So if you think about life, your own life as like a trail, if you've ever been on like a hike, where you're not sure which way the trail is leading, and suddenly you're a little bit confused, and suddenly you see one of those signs from the Forest Service that tells you, oh, the trail is this way, right? And so it's showing you step by step along the trail which way to go, which path to take. And your logical mind is a little bit like that annoying friend that you've brought with you. Can be helpful a lot of times, but a lot of times it's if the friend is confused too, it will get into this loop of thinking about the past, or the logical way, like, well, before we took a right turn, and so we should probably take a right turn before, just to be safe. Or, so-and-so said that we should always of make a left turn. So, I think we should definitely make a left turn. But, once you see that sign from the Forest Service, oh, right, this is the way I'm supposed to go right now. And the reason why we can trust that sign is because we've seen it before, right? We know what it looks like. We know the font. We know what color it is. We've seen it before, so we know we've seen it a lot of times, and we've practiced trusting it a lot of times. Same with your intuition, right? The more small ways that you can practice it and come to know, oh yeah, it is leading me on the right track. It is showing me what the next step is. If we just followed our logical mind, we would never take any chances, right? We're always wanting to grow and expand and move further in our life and follow our most authentic journey. And if we just followed our logical mind, who was trying to keep us safe a lot of the time, we would never pursue anything. We would never take chances. And although it is scary a lot of times to follow our intuition, it's really doing us a benefit of moving us forward down the trail. When we're able to trust ourselves, our life becomes more purposeful, it becomes fun, it becomes easier. We're not just following what somebody tells us to do, which can lead us down the wrong path pretty far before we have to kind of come back to ourselves. I've seen this over and over in people's lives who are afraid to take a chance and follow their intuition, including myself. I literally had one student tell me that they've never allowed themselves or been allowed to follow what they wanted or their vision or their intuition, but always thinking about what they should do or what somebody else wants them to do, right? And like I said, this leads us down a path that is kind of a distraction. So I would like to propose that following your intuition is faster. It helps us get more things done, and it's easier and it's more fun. Because I spent so much time on that side trail, following my analytical mind or what other people thought I should be doing, I'm really passionate about connecting you to your intuition and helping you to find out how that intuition speaks to you and creating this balance between intuitive life and an analytical, your analytical mind. I'm having a workshop on April 22nd. It's going to be online. It's the first of 3 workshops online. So you can check out the link below, and I'd love to see you there. And I'm also always sharing things on this channel. I'm going to keep going with my intuitive series. So please like this video or follow me or subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying it. It really helps me a lot. So I hope this has helped you, and send me any questions you have about intuition, and I'd like to talk about those in the future. Thanks.